Alright, what's going on, y'all? We're back. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna make an epoxy pour. For those of you who don't know, I make like custom coasters. These didn't come out so well, that's why they're still sitting here. But I'm gonna show you the things that you're gonna need. Some vegetable oil, butane or propane burner. I got this Betty Crocker Tupperware from Dollar Tree. I think it was like $1 for 2. Plastic knife. You're gonna need some paper towels. 2 cups. Liquid glass. I bought this on Amazon. I'll try to leave the link down below. A digital scale. And oh yeah, today we're gonna cast some 9mm bullet shells. So these have already been washed with vinegar, salt, and flour. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cast these in resin, and we're gonna make a coaster. So this has already been wiped out, meaning like washed, and I'm gonna just add a little bit of vegetable oil to a paper towel, wipe it down, almost like you're buttering a pan, and just get that ready to go. I'll see you guys back here in a second. All right, cool. So I got my paper towel here, got my container. I'm gonna just put like a quick little drop in the container. You don't need a lot. So I'm gonna just take my paper towel, put it on there, rub it all in on the sides, all the way up the wall. And you want to leave a nice good film. Now the reason why I poured so much on the initial pour was because the paper towel is going to soak up a lot of it. So I want to make sure that some still makes it to the bottom of the container, which it does. So all this does is it acts as a releasing agent for the epoxy coaster. So these still have a little bit of moisture. The shells still have a little bit of moisture in them. So I'm going to go ahead and try to dry them out with the end of a paper towel. I'm going to go grab that real quick. Or you could use a Q-tip, which I very well might go get, because you want the epoxy to fill this up. You can see it's black in there from the gunpowder. These have been shot before. I just got these out of my ammo bag. So we're gonna put I think 7 rounds in this one. Ammo is way too precious today to waste actual ammo on this, but if this was for a legit customer, then I would. And if you guys are interested in buying these coasters, let me know. I have put my son's baby pictures in coasters, and you know, I can pretty much put whatever. But yeah, so now that I clean these out, I did clean these with vinegar, salt, and flour. Made like a paste mixture. It's right here. And I let the vinegar get the tarnish off of the brass. So now what we want to do is get our digital scale and turn it on. Set a cup on there. You can see it weighs 0.03 ounces. So I'm gonna tare that, and then what we're gonna do is for part A, so the the formula for this is 2 parts A to 1 part B. So we're gonna put 6 ounces. Now I did the math on these containers. They hold 9 ounces very well. So go ahead, just tap the scale real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 6 ounces. Alright, 6 ounces right there. Put the cap on. Now I always put paper towel down because you don't want to make a mess. And if you do make a mess, the paper towel catches it, no problem. So, let me put you guys down real quick. Take the top off of this one. And then we're going to do 3 ounces. So which is going to bring it to a total of 9. Oh, over poured it. Crap. Ugh. That's right. We got to just make do with what we got. So 9.2 ounces. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but this is why you should always pour it in 2 separate containers. I didn't mention that because normally I do it in just one, and then I just mix it back and forth, but it is what it is. So we're gonna stir this up for about 8 to 10 minutes, and I'll see you guys back here in a bit. All right, so we're just stirring it up, and what I love about this is that this epoxy is extra clear. It's super stable. The only thing is that you guys have to mix it up really good. Excuse me, really good. And scrape the sides, scrape the bottom. This is a very small batch, but that's why I got the 2 cups, so that way I can mix them back and forth. Right now we're only about 2 minutes into the mixing, and yeah, we're just gonna keep on stirring. Bubbles are almost inevitable. That's why you gotta have a propane torch or a lighter. You could do a lighter. Lighter works. You don't really want to do matches, because then if you get some of the black stuff in the clear epoxy, that's one of the downfalls of this epoxy, is that it's super duper clear, and you can see if you didn't mix up the batch. You know, if you didn't mix up the batch thoroughly enough. If this was bigger, if I was doing like a huge like countertop or something like that, I definitely have it in a bucket and have a like a drill paddle to mix it all up with. There's no way I would be here just sitting here by hand mixing it all up. So, but yeah, if sometimes you could see streaks in the epoxy if you don't mix it up thoroughly enough. So and a good thing about this epoxy is it takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to completely cure and set. I don't recommend that you guys fool with it after the 12 hours. So if you have any bubbles you got to get out before the 12-hour mark, that would be the time. When I make these coasters and I make them so that they're clear, pretty much for after I pour it, the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, I check on it, I come back, I take the lighter or the torch, I pop the bubbles, and then, you know, I'll come back in about 45 minutes to an hour, do the same thing, because it really doesn't start getting thick until after like hour 5, I would say. And then, you know, your ambient temperature in the room needs to be at least about 60-70 degrees. I wonder if it says it on here. Let's see. Ensure your environment is clean, dry, and at least 70 degrees for best results. Lay down plastic sheeting below your project. Be safe, easy cleanup. Make sure your surface is completely level, as the epoxy will self-level. There you go. Do not. Oh yeah, also you could use a heat gun to remove any bubbles as well. But because I'm using plastic, you want to be careful if you're using a blowtorch or a heat gun. So right now we got about 3 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this into that. I'm going to pour what I've been mixing into this cup right here, so I can ensure I got it thoroughly mixed. Yep. So that's why we got paper towel down. I just gotta drip down the only spot that didn't have paper towel. So now I'm gonna go ahead, whip this up for another 2-3 minutes. 2 minutes. Again, scraping the sides. I'm using a butter knife. I'm using the flat side of the butter knife, not the serrated part. So that beep means that it's only, I don't know, it's only about a minute left. Okay, now I'm gonna just go turn off the timer. All right. Oh yeah, this stuff is super clear. All right. Just mix it a little bit more. I mean, like I said, bubbles for me is pretty much inevitable. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the knife. And then I'm gonna let the bubbles rise for a second inside the container that I just mixed it in. That's what it looks like. Sorry, can't see. There's a bunch of bubbles in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit. The mixture will warm up. That's normal, expected. And yeah, so I'll see you guys back in a bit. I'm gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes before I go ahead and pour it. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. So what I was thinking is, how am I gonna orient these? And these, so the open side is going to be the bottom, and what I'm gonna do is I'll lay some down, I'll stand some up, and it's gonna move anyway. So what I want to do is try to fill the ones that are standing up first, and so that if it's not enough to cover them and I have to lay them down, which it does not appear that it is going to be, so it looks like I'm gonna have to just lay them down. Grab my butter knife, and this is why we do these kind of tests. And the reason why I poured it inside, the reason why I poured it inside was so that the liquid would force out the air. So add a little bit more epoxy in there. It's very expensive. Don't want to waste it. Good to the last drop. Put that in there. Now I did mention the blowtorch. I did mention the heat gun. Don't need a really strong heat. Just need to get the little surface bubbles off. Make sure you move quickly so you don't melt the plastic. And again, the bubbles will rise to the top. You just got to give it some time. So I would come back, check it in about 20 minutes, half an hour, and that should be enough time for just like little tiny little air bubbles in there. That should be enough time for the air bubbles to remove, to get out of the, at least more of them to get released from the mixture. So I'll see you guys back here in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back. Sorry I forgot to record me actually popping it out of the mold, but on day 2, a full 24 hours after you pour it, maybe even at the end of day 2. So first day you pour it, you wait 24 hours, and then I would probably wait a few more hours after that. But basically what you do is you pour the form, you pull the form away from the product. If you how would I say it, if you put enough oil, or if you put enough releasing agent on there, it should pop right out. Obviously you'll have to coax it a bit, but this is what it looks like when it's done. It's like super crystal clear. And then what I do is I'll let it sit. Well, while it's soft, what I'll do is I'll take like a DeWalt blade, and there's like a little bit of a lip around the edge. Just take your time, just trim off the excess, and then what I'll do is I'll wash off the entire thing with Dawn dish liquid to get the oil off as soon as possible. And then make sure you set it on a nice flat surface, flat side down, the side that you cut where you trim the edges off with the blade, and let it sit for a whole nother day. Do not mess with it, because it'll still be soft and it'll still be malleable and stuff like that. Even now when I'm pushing on it, it's hard as a rock. Like, can't get it to bend, can't get it to break. So these actually came out really, really good. You can see a little bit of bubbles, but not too bad, and I think I got the flame just a little bit too close to it, and that's why it started. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys smash the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys want to see me cast anything else in resin, make some more coasters. But these are spent 9mm shells. Oh wow, look at that. That have been cleaned and cleaned out on the inside, and yeah, I actually went to a shooting range and I got these. I had these in my bag. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more casting. Leave it down below. I appreciate you guys watching. See you on the next one. Later.